Welcome back to my channel. Most people think that vegetables and fruits are just plants, that watering them occasionally and exposing them to the sun is enough. However, they are trying to communicate with you through their leaves and fruits. When you solve this simple communication between plants and humans, you'll also eliminate all the problems that may arise. So, what does a tomato seedling want to tell us? Let's watch together. Why do tomatoes crack? Can cracked tomatoes be eaten? Is the idea that cracked tomatoes are organic true? One of the biggest reasons for tomatoes cracking is irregular watering. Your tomatoes, if it has gone through a dry period, meaning you are growing tomatoes in a pot. You went on vacation for 2 days. During this time, the soil dried out a little. And as soon as you returned from vacation, you started watering it a lot. If you suddenly give a lot of water to a tomato that has gone through a dry period, just like allowing someone who has been thirsty in the desert to drink a lot of water at once, the minerals in the soil dissolve quickly and the roots start to transfer these minerals rapidly from the seedling stem to its fruits. The inside of the tomato starts to develop faster than the outer skin. The tomato skin, which cannot develop as quickly as the inside, will also crack under this pressure. If there is a calcium deficiency in the soil, the tomato skin, which has weak resistance, will crack more easily. These problems also occur in tomatoes grown in the garden. A sudden or extreme rise in temperature or the tomato, receiving more than 3 to 4 hours of sunlight during the day can cause it to become dehydrated. To prevent this, it's essential to water regularly. I usually water from the sources of my pots. This way, while the roots are developing to reach the water remaining on the surface of the soil evaporates and doesn't just disappear. This form of irrigation, you can easily apply this to peppers as well. When watering tomatoes, you should give water, neither too much nor too little. You need to water the plant according to its needs. You should water the soil in a way that it won't dry out depending on its moisture. How do we know if the soil needs water? Stick your finger into the soil up to the second knuckle. If the soil at the tip of your finger is moist, there's no need to water. In very hot weather, this moisture can change very quickly. So, the water in the soil can evaporate in very hot weather. To prevent this, you should apply mulching. Cover the soil with dry materials such as straw or natural raffia. This way, the moisture in the soil won't evaporate and your plant will always be able to absorb water from its roots. I especially recommend mulching this way when growing tomatoes. So, can you eat a cracked tomato? Yes, you can eat it. Actually, we can conclude this from the information. We often hear this, "Look, this tomato has cracks because it's organic. This is the tomato to buy." No, that's a wrong thought. It's not because it was produced through organic farming. It has cracked due to irregular watering and a lack of calcium. Don't confuse these with striped tomatoes. A good tomato should be undamaged. When it's fed with natural fertilizers and you cut it open, you can tell it's hormone-free by the intensity of the whiteness inside. The inside of the tomato should be bright red. I will talk about the causes and prevention of yellowing leaves, withering flowers, and the dark spots that appear under unripe tomatoes after a while. Fertilizer is added to the soil to help the plant you are growing grow better and produce fruit. This problem is especially experienced as a result of excessive use of animal manure. Generally, fertilizing with animal manure in pots lowers the pH. When the pH drops below 5, it causes the plant to take up almost no nutrients from the soil. The ideal pH value should be between 5.5 and 7.5. As a result, when you see the leaves and flowers of the plant turning yellow and dry like this, people tend to overwater, thinking that the tomato seedling is drying out. Overwatering leads to blossom end rot, which causes rot to occur at the bottom of the fruit. When we check the soil, we do this by inserting our finger up to the second knuckle. Actually, you can see that the soil is moist. You are watering the plant, but your plant is not able to take up minerals. In this situation, any fertilizer you give will not be helpful. Producers, especially those growing in pots, can take precautions in advance, based on the color and formation of the leaves. If the leaves of your plant and the bottoms of the tomatoes have started to look like this, it is usually due to calcium deficiency. But even if you give calcium to your plant, the roots cannot absorb it, including calcium, because the pH is low. This means that your plant cannot absorb essential micronutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, magnesium, iron, manganese, boron, copper, and zinc. The soil pH needs to be between 5.5 and 7.5 for it to be absorbed. We'll take care of that in a moment. To save our plant, we first clean up the rotten tomatoes, dried flower stems, and spotted leaves. By the way, I would like to make another suggestion. According to the misinformation spread by word of mouth, the first flower that appears is cut off or do not water it at all when it blooms. They say when the tomato has started to sprout and bloom, it should be watered just enough so it doesn't die. Maybe the rumor about not watering at all comes from here. The reason for this is to force the plant to bloom. The more flowers there are, the more fruit there will be. Excess water given during this period can cause the flowers to drop, and it can also lead to blossom and rot in the fruits that do hold on. So don't pick the inner flowers and water a little at a time. Now that we've done our cleaning, let's balance the pH level of our plant. You need to mix the hydrated lime you get from the hardware store into the potting soil. For a medium-sized pot, 1 tablespoon of lime will solve the problem. After mixing the lime into the top layer of the soil, don't forget to water it so that the lime can dissolve and penetrate the soil. Another factor that causes blossom and rot in tomatoes is putting the plant under stress. Putting the plant under stress means that the watering periods are not being carried out properly. Share this video so that everyone can see it and leave a comment below. At least a simple thank you or some feedback like a suggestion. Write it down. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, you can subscribe for free to support me. Please don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell. See you in my next videos.